The boot camps are the most practical part of our program, where you will meet your peers in Tilburg and where we will work together on trying stuff out in public space. Yeah. This is also the opportunity to discuss your project plans, and in design sessions we will try to tweak and improve these plans. And we are also going to set up meetings with these artists Anne-Marije is talking about, with these guest lecturers that will inspire you, and that will hopefully contribute something to your way of thinking about public space.
So to visualize a little bit on how a bootcamp would look like, you can also take a look at the website, because we make some kind of general oversight of a bootcamp. The bootcamp will take place for 2 weeks in a row. As Heleen already mentioned before, there is a body of knowledge, as we call it, where a lecturer will give us theoretical input, but that's only one of the elements that is there, because we also provide a co-creative lab where we work together in a specific public space by different hosts, which we don't know yet who that will be, but we have a lot of options. We will also go on trips together within different projects and expositions around here. And we will also have interviews or dialogue practice with best practice examples. So artists that are very engaged in the public space will be invited to be interviewed by you and to share their processes also with you guys. So it's a combination of theory and practice. And of course, we thematically try to frame that so that the theory and practice can go together and will not be separate elements. We all come together, which would be a perfect opportunity to really get into dialogue with artists that are engaging with public space, practicing their art in public space, but those public spaces are not so close together usually. So the bootcamps are also a place to really share thoughts and research and experiments with your peers. Yeah. And the online education and environment, as Heleen already mentioned before, is a place where you can work, share also, but also archive your process during the year with your research in public space on your artistry by weekly assignments that eventually will be evaluated in a portfolio assessment online.
I think the nice thing about this online environment is that it's, well, as I already said before, it's 24/7. You can work in your own time, in your own space. And we can also provide this international learning community by bringing everybody to Tilburg, which will be super nice. We create already a community, but this community can also continue in the form of distance learning. Yeah. And of course, you're welcome to move to the Netherlands. It's quite nice here. But,
absolutely, you're very welcome.
To continue about this online learning, it is a full-time program. So even though you're only 6 weeks here in Tilburg, there are 60 European credits. It is still quite intensive, the work you will do, but the advantage is that you can do it in your own time. The teachers team will also function as your coach, as your coaches, as your individual coaches, following up on your work, and we plan to set up Skype meetings for this purpose. Yeah. Wherever you are, that we can meet face to face, talk about how it's going, what type of information you need, what type of support you need for your project, problems you are running into. So also we are having this distance, hands-on approach in a personal way. That's also the way we prefer to work.
And I can relate to that from my own experience as a dramaturge. I work with different choreographers, and often it happens that they work on location, for example, in Italy or somewhere else, And then what they do is they send me footage of their rehearsals, or they let me join by Skype to see what is happening in a rehearsal, and I will be there even on standby to see and to observe. But it can also happen that they have a specific question for me to answer, like what do you see if
does
you look
this
at,
work?
Does it work? Yeah, exactly. It can work to do that online. And maybe it's good to have in mind that using visual material like photographs and video will be of great support to engage with the coaching trajectory in the Master PPS.
We wanted to do the program in this type of setup, so it allows for artists that already have an active practice to stay in their own environment and to continue their work. So you don't have to take a 1 year break of whatever it is you're doing to move to the Netherlands and then go back to wherever it is, whatever place you came from. But you can do a combination of both things. Yeah, you can have the best of both worlds, but you have to be here for the boot camps. Full-time means that the program has 60 European credits, which would mean around 1,700 hours of study, and part of that is contact hours with teachers, and part of that is self-study. And of course, the work on your project counts as self-study. The content of the program might shape itself to your project plans. I mean, if everybody's working in a particular space, we are planning to find interesting artists that are working in a similar way, to discuss literature that's also inspiring to these specific projects. So of course there's a body of knowledge and skill that is part of this master program that is fixed, but part of the program is also flexible and adaptable to the things you are interested in.
And good to know, and maybe that's also let's say an innovative perspective on education in a master program, is that based on your projects and what the different participants will send in, also the education can be adapted flexibly on the themes that are of interest of the different participants. Yeah. So it's not a linear one-way perspective on education that we are going to tell you what to do, but it's more of a co-creational, let's say, learning environment where we as a team take responsibility to take you on a journey to do research in public space.
Yeah. And we are part of this exploration as well. I mean, the fun part for me as a teacher is that I don't know what we will be doing in public space. For these boot camps, we will find a project, but we don't have a set plan in mind, like this is the right way to create, or we will be inspired by you guys.
A lot of artists and a lot of lecturers are very interested and keen on joining this master to share their insights, their explorations. So we have a lot of options, but it's also depending on the projects that come in, whether it is interesting for this year to take it into the research development and the education. And just for your information, you can also find that on the website. We are a core team of 4.
We're quite a practice-based master. This artistic research you're doing is anyway practice-based. So we do offer a theoretical program because we think it improves your way of, or enhances, or enriches your way of working or your way of thinking about public space, and can possibly frame it in a different way. You have to think about it as art practitioners mostly. So this theory is there to support the practice-based artistic research.
This master program is not depending on one artistic discipline. Artists with their practice from all disciplines are welcome to join this program.
But also if you're already active as an artist in public space, this might be interesting for you. So engineers building artistic stuff, why not? we're not limited to saying it has to be dance or it has to be music or it has to be. We're interested in this interdisciplinary, blended learning community.
And maybe interesting also to add to this information is that the team, and we are two of a team of 4 teachers, all come from different disciplinary backgrounds and different artistic practices. So we think we can provide a lot of coaching and guidance based on a disciplinary background, but we're not limited by it.